Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Happy Friday, everyone. We are at Friday yet again. And of course, we are back for another live show. We are going to be previewing our massive game this weekend against Wigan, of course. But yeah, obviously, first of all, as always, I have to shout out my Let's Talk Sports, a very fantastic community. Who've welcomed me in and have given me a platform to grow my YouTube channel. They are really great. Obviously, we are live on various platforms tonight on their Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, and of course on my YouTube too. Big up everyone that's obviously supported me this week. Obviously, we've got to 244 subscribers. We're 6 away from 250. So we've gained a few overnight, and yeah, literally, you're all legends. Thank you so much for all your support. But of course, we are going to be getting in our guest once more for another show that's going to be really good, and I'm really excited to kind of, obviously, get into things this weekend full of positivity for once. But yeah, let's welcome you. Obviously, it is going to be Tom. So yeah, well,
sidetrack now with them chocolates, but yeah, sorry.
Welcome, mate. How are you doing?
Shattered from football, but apart from that, I'm actually really good. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So of course, like I say, people, if you are watching this, please make sure you get involved in the chat. Like this video if you are new, and subscribe as well if you are new as well. So yeah, let's just get into the comments before we get going. Yes, hello there, Matt. Of course, hi. Very early this morning, of course, doing that, of course. Vamos, Aiden saying, Vamos, Chicho. Blue Terry says Wilder looks to be out of the running now. Interesting. I haven't actually checked that. Yeah, interesting. Hello there, Adabel. Hello there.
Hello.
Good evening. And Ramsey says, first time I've been optimistic for a game in a long time. You and me both, and I think we're all feeling like that, aren't we? But yeah, so before we obviously get into, as always, we always get into our opponents first. But before we do, so we do travel to the DW Stadium tomorrow, 3 o'clock kickoff. If you remember, though, when we played Wigan last time, it was a 2-1 home defeat, unfortunately. That was at the beginning of the season. Again, we took that early lead, but conceded 2 goals. So those games. But yeah, I mean, Tom, I'm going to start saying, how are you feeling ahead of tomorrow? Obviously, we've already had a comment saying, the first time I've been optimistic for a game in a long time. I think we're all feeling like that, aren't we, tomorrow, for sure?
Yes, I'm actually really looking forward to it. I can't wait. I think this is the first game, probably since few games last season, that I'm actually looking forward to a match now. I mean,
yeah,
it's just so much positivity to take into it, and hopefully a win.
Yeah, we definitely need it. And of course, yeah, definitely. But yeah, hello there, Edward. By the way, thank you for coming in. I really do appreciate everyone coming in, and as always, that we are 6 away from 150. So if you haven't subscribed and you're watching this right now, please, it's free. And yeah, it'd be good to get there, obviously in the coming days. But yeah, I really appreciate all your support. But yeah, so let's get into our opponents then. So a bit of so last season, obviously, Wigan did get promoted. They were champions last, League One. Obviously, the climb back to the Championship has been kind of one where they've kind of obviously there now, but they've really struggled this year, as I say. They've had their own issues, haven't they? Of course, with their manager, with Kolo Toure, of course. I mean, what did you make of that, Tom, in terms of Kolo Toure? He didn't really. He was really poor, wasn't he? Really.
To be honest, it was a pointless appointment. To be fair, I mean, I watched highlights of their games with him in charge, and Wow. Wow. I mean, it was a pointless appointment in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those, and of course, obviously their manager now is obviously a former Wigan player in Sean Maloney, who is in charge of them. Obviously, he took charge of them on the 28th of January. So yeah, he's obviously been in there not so long, really, has he? Really, if you look at it, but obviously he's only managed his side during one game so far. They resulted in a 0-0 draw against Blackburn Rovers. So let's get into the plays to watch, tomorrow then. So for me, I'll go through mine, and obviously I'll hand over to Tom to say his. Definitely a player that I really think he's a very good player. Obviously, he's scored quite a lot of goals this season for Wigan. Will Keane, obviously he's scored 10, made 2 assists, he's the top goal scorer. And obviously I don't know what that noise is, Tom, but I can hear like a noise when I'm speaking.
Well, I don't know where it's coming from.
It's coming from your side, not mine. No.
Can't hear out.
Just try muting your mic a minute, and let's just see if that works. Yeah, you've muted. Yeah, so it is coming from your side. So we'll just keep that muted whilst I speak, and then obviously you can unmute in a minute. But yeah, because it's really annoying and really off-putting. But like I say, Will Keane is a player that obviously, if we give him a chance tomorrow, he will score it. I think. I know Wigan haven't been the best of forms, of course, but we still can't take it for granted. So he's definitely my first name that I've picked out. I just want to say big up to Orest Talks Football. Orest, you are a legend. Orest is going live at 8 o'clock tonight for Game Week 23 preview for the weekend's games for the Premier League. So please go and tune into that, obviously at 8 o'clock. We're not clashing our streams, so you've got the best of both worlds. You can watch mine now, and then you can go and watch his later, which means just double delight for a Friday night, eh? But yeah, big up to Horace. Thank you for coming in. As I say, your support is always appreciated. You know that. But yeah, obviously my next player that I've picked out, obviously, is Max Power. Again, a midfield, obviously returned to Wigan in the summer 21. Obviously, he was at Sunderland before that for a couple of years. And obviously, a player that is obviously kind of a box-to-box midfielder, and has always got that notable presence on the pitch, and he's going to be a lively character tomorrow as well. So again, somebody that we need to look out for in Max Power. And my last player that I picked out is obviously a defender in Ryan Nyam. Now, I hope I've said that. Nyambe. However you say it. I don't know how you say it, but yeah, I hope I've said it right. Obviously, he's formerly of Blackburn Rovers. He spent over 10 years there, actually, at Blackburn. And, of course, before making the move last year. And, he's a player that obviously is very experienced. Even at the age of 25, he's still wrapped up the games, and obviously so he's a good player. So again, another player that we have to look out for, and of course he is a kind of a regular player in the team at Wigan now. So yeah, that's obviously my players. I mean, Tom, I'll just pass off to you. Who have you picked out for tomorrow in terms of players that you need to look out for?
I picked out Martin Kelly, centre back.
Yeah.
James McLean.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Daniel Ciani.
Of course. Oh my goodness, yes, we're coming up against a fellow Terrier.
And their goalkeeper, Ben Amos, as well.
Yeah, Ben Amos. They were on Sky, weren't they, Wigan, last game they played, and Ben Amos was quite good actually in that game. Who was it? They were playing Blackburn, weren't they, on Monday night? Yeah, he looked very good. Yeah, so yeah, some good. And I can't believe. I'm sorry, Sinan. Sorry, I forgot that you was. I don't know if I forgot, but I just obviously yeah, forgot that he played for Wigan. To be fair, obviously he's only just signed. Obviously he's not been there long, so yeah, it is one of those. But yeah, obviously we're gonna get into the comments because obviously Edward says hello. I don't know if I put that comment up first, but obviously I'll say hello again in case I haven't. I can't remember if I did. Aidan says the player interviews are back, and can I just say, well said from Hog. Yeah, it was a great interview that with Hog, and of course our interim manager in Chicho, which we will get into very soon, of course. Hope the new manager can take your team out of relegation. Yeah, absolutely. That's our hope, and he's for me anyway. Hearing him speak, and yeah, obviously he's given us a lift. He's made me and I'm sure many other talent believe that we can obviously get out of this for sure. Adabel says try moving your phone or try changing the volume. Yeah, obviously it's a bit annoying that, but like I say, it's yeah, you need to adjust your phone volume. You're getting feedback from that. I think that's what it is. Yeah, if you're on your phone. But yeah, obviously, whilst he's like that, obviously, and then Blue Terrier says Warnock for manager. So yeah, obviously, but yeah, obviously, let's get into our perspective now. Obviously, we've done. We've got a player. Aiden says, I think we need to look out for Callum Lang. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, yeah, he's a good player too. So yeah, plenty of players that we need to be careful of. But of course, we always have to go into games focusing ourselves from now on. And obviously, we have to be wary of our opposition, of course. But we just need to do the right things on the pitch, and that's all that counts. So let's just get into obviously Wigan's form as of late. And obviously, we're just going to get their result last 4 games. Yeah, their form again, mind you, both sides. But I'm just obviously we know our form's been quite bad. But in terms of Wigan, yeah, I mean obviously the last 4 games they've drawn 2 and lost 2. So in fact, one of those were the FA Cup. So yeah, obviously it's a team that obviously at the foot, the foot of the table, and being really struggled this season. To be fair, in terms of trying to, consolidate, try and stay up in the league. But yeah, this is a massive, massive match, isn't it? Tomorrow we have to come out on top in this one. There's no excuse, and hearing obviously Chicho speak, which I'm going to go through the quotes that he said. I'm going to go through each quote that he said because I'm sorry, but I want to get your reaction, Tom, about each quote because I was just smiling from the moment he started speaking. What a legend! But yeah, I mean, so yeah, that's the form of Wigan. Obviously, yeah, it's we have to be winning this game. Obviously, it is away from home, but of course, it will be a tricky game. No game's easy in the Championship, but if we apply ourselves right and we get on the front foot, and attack and hopefully defensively shore up a bit as well, obviously, then we've got a good chance, and we have to be clinical in front of goal as well because I think that there will be a lot of chances really for us in terms of their defence isn't that great for Wigan, if I'm honest with you. So it's we will have chances tomorrow. There's no doubt about it. So yeah. Ramsey says Chicho seems a lot more open to being a manager than. Yes, he does, which we will get into. He does. He's changed. He was interesting what he said today, wasn't it? So, and I do really think he's going to be a top coach in the future. I think he's got all the qualities that you need. I didn't know if he wants to come in there, Tom, but yeah, we'll just.
No, I'm just trying to sort the sound thing out.
It's all right now. I can't. Yeah, it's a lot better than what it was. But yeah, so team news then tomorrow for us. Helix out, Holmes is out, and Danny Ward is out. So that's obviously, and then obviously Nakayama and Nichols, season-ending injuries that they got, of course. So obviously no update on that. But I do want to go through the quotes before I get into the team now. That obviously, I don't Chicho. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying it in this Spanish monotone. I'll try to anyway because yeah. He started off by saying obviously. After what happened in May, I could not leave the club. My heart told me to stay, even when I had the option to leave. I want to help the club and everyone to improve the situation. Now, how incredible is that to see a guy in this football club that had a chance to go, but he chose to stay because he couldn't, and I thought that brought a big smile to my face, and actually really is refreshing to hear that from somebody within the club, isn't it, Tom? I mean, what did you make of that opening quote from him?
Oh, just the loyalty in it,
Yeah.
and it just like when I saw Town tweet the quotes, at first I had to look at it a few times. I just let it sank in, and I was like, I wouldn't be shocked if this guy actually became the permanent manager at the end of the season. But the quotes like that, he had the choice to go, but he didn't. He stayed loyalty because
yeah.
He's got Huddersfield Town in him. You can tell.
Yeah, absolutely. He's part of the Town family now, isn't he? And he really is a true terrier. He's just unbelievable, and we really do appreciate him staying on because he's a top quality coach. We know that, of course. This season been difficult, but we've had to really. Obviously, sometimes the assistants don't get their full say on things. Of course, they don't. The manager is in charge, of the head coach, whatever you want to call him, is in charge of all of everything. But obviously, yeah, we know how football works. But yeah, that such a passionate guy, isn't he? And I just think that the loyalty he's shown to us, it's just incredible, really. I mean, we're going to go on to the next quote now. Obviously, he goes on to say, obviously, my responsibility now is simple: to take Saturday's game. My focus is on the game, not about anything past that. I love that. Very focused. We want to give a very good performance. It's a massive game. We know we can defend better, attack better, and play with another level of emotion. Again, spot on. I couldn't put it any better. Again, what is your reaction to this? I mean, it's just incredible. I just can't stop smiling here reading these back again.
It's unbelievable because the clown Buzz Lightyear that was in charge before Chicho, he didn't make quotes like that. He said, "Oh yeah, we're playing well. We can carry on playing and we can get better." But quotes like that, we can defend better, we can attack better, says everything about the man. It's just perfect. He's the right man, I think, now for the rest of the season to take us forward. Yes, we could win a few games, yeah, and see what happens. Who knows? Maybe late playoff push. Never know.
Well, yeah, let's. Yeah, no, I'm not sure about, but yeah, how important is it, Tom, in your opinion, that a manager is focused? Like, because obviously he just wants to focus on this game on Saturday and nothing else past that. How important is that as a manager? I mean, I think it's great that is the key. You look at the best managers. They're focused, aren't they? They've got that level of discipline. They respect everybody, but they have that level of discipline, of course. And they get out the best of the players that they've got, but also they instill that belief within the team. And I think he is just a guy that is so positive and upbeat and full of energy. The players, must absolutely adore him. And obviously, he's been here a few years now, but the players must adore him, mustn't they?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, if they didn't ever adore him, he probably wouldn't take it. He knows the players adore him, and just take it one game at a time. He's not looking ahead, because if you look ahead, then you think to yourself, well, we haven't played that game yet. How can I look over to that game? So it's one game at a time with him. I think after this weekend, obviously, he will have to speak to the board what they want him to do next. Then if it's another game, he will take that game and just focus on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. And of course, then he goes on to say about, he reiterates that, obviously the magic happens at this club when everyone is together. That's the players, the staff, and the fans. Again, reiterating that message that actually maybe, there has been a bit of a disconnection between, the players, the staff, certain members, not all. And, but he wants teams still that is important. That is really important. Of course, then he went on to say, we want to show our fans more. There are many things we can do better. And I know these players, and I expect them to show the answers tomorrow. I mean, I'm sorry, I just can't stop smiling. It's just incredible. I mean, he's saying the right things. And I know that the manager, obviously, we've seen the past manager, it's about walking the walk as well. But you can tell there's this real, heartfelt, passion and desire, and he means every word. So, I mean, again, what did you make of these quotes that came out with as well?
I just got to do a happy laugh because it's just perfect what he's saying. It makes sense what's coming out of his mouth. Like with Buzz Lightyear, it didn't make sense what it came out of that guy's mouth. But now he's talking like this, gives us fans a bit more positivity and confident and happy now we go to games. We're not just going to go to games and be miserable all game. We're going to go because we know Chicho, I said it right, will actually play good, high press, attacking football. Yeah, at stages he might sit back and try get solid defensively, but then again you can go forward. He knows he can get best out of these players, easy.
But we know, Tom, though, regardless of anything apart from that, we know the team will fight. They'll show passion, desire, spirit, everything you want in attack, and that's all we expect as fans. If the players are given absolutely everything, we know they will give absolutely everything tomorrow, and that will fight for the manager and the fans now. And I just think that it's really put a really big positive spin on things again. I know we're in the situation we're in, but it's given us all a lift, and I can feel it. And of course, tomorrow, obviously going to Wigan, I can sense that the atmosphere is going to be really good actually in the away end. And I think obviously it is pay on the day, and I think there'll be plenty going over because it's not that far, is it, to Wigan? So yeah, it's just incredible, how football can change so quickly, of course, and yeah. But obviously we're going to finish the course, and then I'll get to your messages. By the way, people, I know you've put in a few messages there. But yeah, again, and then obviously he goes on to say obviously about he's brought in Alvaro Reina. Obviously, he says he's amazing. I've known him a long time. He says he can help the whole club. At the same time, we have Paul Clements, Paul Bower, all the staff at the club. We have amazing people. I am just one of the Huddersfield men. Again, he doesn't want to be this person that he understands it's a team effort as well, and he doesn't want it all to be on him in terms of, because he recognises that so many people around him are really beneficial in this as well. I mean, how interesting do you think that he's brought in somebody in with to help him, of course, in Rainer, and obviously Paul Clements obviously going to be helping out as well, and Paul, but Paul Bauer, yeah, I mean, what do you make of that?
I was a bit shocked because I didn't expect him to bring anyone in, but now he's brought someone in. It makes sense because this person he's brought in actually has worked with Watford as well.
Yeah.
But I think, it's good that he's brought someone in that he's known quite a long time rather than bringing someone in that he hasn't known that long. So yeah. I think it's going to help us in the long run. I really do. And he's passionate on the touchline. It's not like Mark that we had. He didn't shout on the touchline. Chicho does all this on the touchline and shouts.
Yeah, you can tell, the attention to detail and the tactics that he's learned over the years with various jobs he's had. He really is, he's on it with the tactics side of things as well. And we can definitely put full faith and trust in this guy too. I really do believe that. And, let's go on to obviously the next quote, should I say. He goes on to say, I expect to see a change in all of our phases of the game. Everything is connected, so a better defence helps you attack, and better attack helps you defend. We want to play with courage. Playing the game is an opportunity, not a problem. Again, saying all the right things, and go back to it. He's right, obviously. He's about, obviously, it all connects. The way he speaks, you can tell he knows what he's talking about too. And of course, he wants the team to play with courage. But he's also said that, look, we're in the situation we're in. every game is an opportunity. It's not a problem. Don't see it as a problem. And that's important for the players to know that as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I 100% agree, mate. The stuff is the quotes he's just said there as well. It makes proper sense
Yeah.
because he knows we can perform better and we can get results. You know, it's like I'm actually glad he's there, even if it's a short term. I'm happy because he knows every single player in that squad what they're capable of and that they can perform. You know, it's going to be interesting. I'm actually really looking forward to the team news tomorrow for the first time in a long, long time because the ones from before might not even start. It might be unknown, like Pat Jones, Ben Jackson, Etienne Kamara, and players like that.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, and then obviously finally the last few quotes he made before we get into the comments. I will come to the comments soon. He goes and say it's strange as I'm a man from Girona, but now I feel at home here in Huddersfield. Coming in every morning, I always enjoy it. I feel like one of the group. That's what I want to create, that connection between everyone. I mean, again, this guy is just unbelievable. So obviously, a bit of background about him if you don't know. Obviously, people that are watching, of course. Obviously, he did start a local team in Girona, in the under-23s, and he got a chance to obviously be assistant there as well in the first team. And then obviously Carlos, worked with Carlos. Obviously, he knows Carlos very well. Of course, he worked with Carlos. Remember, before he left here in Huddersfield as well. So yeah, but yeah, obviously coming in every morning, I always enjoy it. I feel like I'm one of the group, very important. And then he goes and say, he reiterates that message. He wants everyone to feel connected, everyone, and that is so important to instill that, isn't it? I mean, these last few quotes. I mean, I couldn't stop. Obviously, I listened to the press conference in full, obviously on YouTube earlier, and I was just smiling. I really was. I was just, quite emotional. And it's just really refreshing to have somebody like this. And, we talk about people that are, some people that have been in the club that haven't really had the best interests of the club. But I tell you now, people like him, Chicho, Paul Clements, these are good people that truly do care about this football club, and you can tell. But yeah, I mean, Tom, what do you make of these final quotes?
It's unbelievable, isn't it? I've not watched the press conference. I've just watched the tweets of the quotes, but I'm going to watch it after this stream. It's just unbelievable. It's like he gets it. He gets Huddersfield Town. What we want as fans is fighting for every blade of grass, winning the ball back, and make sure the players look bothered. We don't want, if you're going to play like that, don't play for Huddersfield Town. Simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, spot. But yeah, anyway, guys, if you haven't seen the press conference, it is worth going to check out. Absolutely incredible. And like I say, it's so refreshing to have, like I say, only temporary at the moment, but a guy that speaks so passionate, and he gets it. He loves the club. It's really refreshing to hear somebody speak. So, he was saying the right things, of course he was. But you can tell he meant it. He wasn't just saying things just to please everybody. He meant every word he said, and I truly believe that. So obviously, if Cardiff lose tomorrow, don't get me wrong, I want to win. But if Cardiff lose and we'll draw, I'll be happy with a point because we got. Yeah, to be honest with you, Aidan, I would really do think that a point is good, but I still feel we have to be winning this game tomorrow. I'm sorry, but again, we're playing bottom of the league. Okay, it's only a few points in it. We've got 3 points more than, or 2 points more than Wigan. I'm sure people correct me on that, but it's only a couple of points difference. So for me, we have to be aiming for the 3 points because that is the ultimate. We need to win. But yeah, really do hope his loyalty repays him in the future. I'm sure it will. They always say that loyalty does get repaid in the future. I think he's. I really do believe, and I know that if he's in charge for the next couple of games, or for example, if he's in charge for the next 2, and he wins both, he has to be in content. He has to be in content. Obviously, he's still second favourite to the job at the moment. He's still in the odds. He's still second favourite, and of course, it was interesting, wasn't it, as well in that press conference how he spin on things in terms of the head coach situation. It was a bit more open, wasn't it, in terms of he said he openly wants to be a head coach in the future. Admittedly, he did say that he didn't come to the club to be head coach. Obviously, he did come as assistant, but he didn't really get drawn in the fact that he wanted the job. I feel like he may want the job a bit. I mean, Tom, what did you make of that? Because yeah.
Bits of me, and I think he knows himself. I think he does want the job, but he doesn't want to be disrespectful to the club. He don't want to come into a press conference. Oh yeah, I'll answer your question. I want a job, but in bits of him, I think he wants it. In other bits, I think he's 50-50. But he spoke, I've seen clips of it. He spoke different to Dinner did against the Cardiff game that time. Spoke a lot differently.
Yeah, you could see the switch of how he spoke, and of course, yeah, like I say, he made no secret that he wants to be head coach in the future. Not obviously at the club, but obviously in general, he wants to be a head coach in the future. That's what he said. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just listening to him today, and obviously, the buzz that's been around the place. I just think he potentially could be the guy that actually gets the this is his time. It feels maybe if results do go our way in the next few, that yeah, he's ready for this. And again, I go back to it. You've got a man. You've got a guy in there leading it. If he does decide to take the job forward, if he does decide to take the job, that he's so positive, so like I say, he believes in he reiterated in the press conference as well, he believes in this group. And that's important for the players to realise that, because I don't necessarily feel like they felt like they haven't been full of belief in the past. We've seen that performance-wise. I don't think they've been told I don't think they've been told recently that they are a good group and that they are believed in. Because I think that makes a big difference to a player. If a manager's coming out and saying he believes in the group, he gives you confidence. If he's saying it openly. So yeah, for me, he's got all the qualities to be head coach in the future. Whether that's now, of course, if it isn't, I'm sure hopefully he will stay on, as assistant still, still continue his work. My only concern is if we do bring somebody else in, I hope he doesn't go. That's the problem. Is his job safe? What I'm saying to you in terms of if he doesn't want the job, his assistant job safe? Whoever comes in, that's my concern. Because obviously, if it was someone like Wilder, if it was someone like Warnock, would they have their own staff that come in? That's. Yeah, I just don't want to get rid of this guy though. Chicho, we love you. I just can't. We don't want him to go yet. We have to keep him on at all costs. But yeah, obviously, we'll just have to see. But let's take it game by game and see what happens tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Alex. Of course, we'll see you there. I'm really looking forward to it. Ramsey, I think the only thing that would stop him taking the job permanent is he saw firsthand with Schofield and doesn't want the same outcome if his go our way. I mean, you could say that about anything, really, couldn't you, Ramsey? I mean, I know what you're saying. I do know what you're saying. Of course, we don't want it to go, if he does take the job till this end of the season, and if it does go wrong, then but I have every faith that it won't go wrong. I've really got that belief in this guy. I have. And, of course, he knows the players. And I just think, yeah, I know what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. I get your point. But I don't necessarily think he's thinking about what happened with Schofield, really. Because he's his own person. He's his own man. I get what you're saying, though. Who was Buzz Lightyear? Adabel says.
Mark Fotheringham.
Yeah. Aiden says, can I just remind you of on another day he would have left.
Oh, no.
Aiden, stop it with you another days now, because that guy is history and I don't want to think about him anymore. But yeah, obviously it's still a bit of we can joke about it now, but my word, I really don't want to hear that phrase again. Rolling contract, the lad who's coming from Watford, so surely he must be taking more than one game. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's a rolling that guy from Alvaro Reina, it's a rolling contract, Tom. So yeah, surely they must be taking more than just the one game.
Well, it's got to be. Unless they're taking about 4 games and then bring someone in. But I actually I've got a good feeling Chicho could be here to end the season.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. And like I said, I go back to it. The connection we've always had with him has been really positive, of course, and we get, he's a guy that interacts with a lot of the fans, obviously on social media as well, obviously, and he's always been a popular figure amongst us since he's come in. So yeah. I reckon the Terriers will win easy. We're going to absolutely rubbish this. And of course, I will cancel out the expletives. I'll be surprised if your team lose. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it time and time again. The manager bounce. We've seen it time and time again. And I believe that tomorrow we will see a completely different performance, completely different outset, mindset. Everything will be completely different. I'm not saying it'll be perfect, but I'm just saying you'll be able to tell the difference between before and now for me. I think Chicho is only in charge tomorrow, and we're hoping to have a new manager for Wednesday. I do have a lot of trust in Chicho, though. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But again, if he wins this weekend, then what happens? Because if a manager is coming, obviously he's not just coming, but if a manager gets a win, which we haven't done for a while, then it has to be the switch has to divert to maybe giving him the job, even if it was only one game. But we'll just have to. Nobody knows, do they really? Ramsey says, "Yeah, I back him as well. I wasn't trying to compare him to Scott as a coach. I was trying to compare the situation of RDB." Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but I think it's a bit different with this guy because obviously he's learned a lot more under other people. Obviously, working with Carlos will have helped him. No doubt about it. I don't think he's necessarily being rushed into the job anywhere either in this situation. I don't think he'll be rushed into the job because, like I say, he's been at the club a few years, and obviously prior to that, he's had experience elsewhere, obviously in his home country. But yeah, I don't feel like if he did get the job, I don't think it would be a rushed. It's not like Schofield in terms of being rushed into the job. I don't think because, like I say, he turned down early on in the season, but he's had a bit more time. At the club still doing his own role as assistant, and things. I don't think he's rushed it really personally. Nobody knows the club communication with the fans is terrible. Yeah, Blue Terry, I have to agree there. What do you think, Tom? I mean, it is, isn't it? The club's communication is very poor at the moment.
It's appalling. I've never known it like this. That they could at least respond to fans and come out and let them know what's happening with the manager situation. I'm not complaining with Chicho there, not one bit. But they could come out and say what the plan is.
Yeah.
Is there a plan to get a new manager in the next few weeks or a week? Or is it Chicho to the end of the season? They could at least just, even if it's a short statement, letting the fans know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, as I say, we are going to be getting into the lineups as well very soon because we've already got a lineup by Aidan, which of course we will go through in a minute. But yeah, obviously, I'm really struggling with what team to put out tomorrow. I mean, I expect a few changes. I'm definitely going to have Knockout in there. I'm definitely going to have. Obviously, Hungbo definitely starts again for me. I'd like to see Jackson come in. So yeah, let's go with my lineup then. My formation, I'm struggling. It's either 4-3-3 or 4-4-2, and I haven't thought this through, as you can probably tell. But because I do like the 4-3-3 because it is very attacking, but 4-4-2. Jeez. No, I'm going to have to go with a 4-3-3, I think, personally. So, yeah, let's just do this. Vatchley can go, of course. Jackson definitely comes in for me. Lees, Pearson, and Turton. With Redone, Hogg and Kasumu, with the front three of Knockout, Waghorn, And on the left, who have I missed? Humbo. I think that's my lineup. I don't know. I mean, Tom, what are you thinking? Have you got a lineup set that you want to see? Because I can't.
It's
I'm
a
just
bit
struggling.
similar.
Yeah.
I think I've only got 2 positions different to yours.
Yeah.
I've gone Vlasic in goal. I've gone a back 4 of Turton, Lees, Pearson, and Shaheem Headley. And I've got 2 sitting. I've got Hogg and Kasumu sitting. In the 10, I've got Radone, Knockard, Hungbo, and Waghorn.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. I mean, one thing's for sure is no matter what the lineup is tomorrow, we know the lineup will be on merit. It won't be any favourite. It will be on merit, and Chicho will pick the best team that he thinks in his eyes will wins the game ultimately. So yeah, but yeah, obviously we'll get into Aiden's lineup In fact, we'll get into Aiden's lineup now actually because we've just done ours. So you've gone 4-4-2. So you've got Vaclik in goal, Jackson, Lees, Pearson, Turton, Hungbo, Hogg, Kasumu, Diarra. You brought Diarra in, fair enough. Knockout and Waghorn. I mean, what do you make of that lineup, Tom?
Waghorn's up front, but who's playing alongside him? Knockard or Diarra?
Oh yeah, he says here, look, Knockout and Waghorn up front. So yeah. Can Knockout play as a striker?
I don't think so. I can play in a 10, but that's different to a striker.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
I mean, he might have gone it for pace up front.
Yeah. So fair enough. I mean, that's a decent lineup to be fair, Aiden. You know, it's nice to see kind of opinions of who would start. But yeah, we'll just have to see. But obviously, people need to remember Chicho was a head coach between 2015 and 2019. Yeah, so yeah, I go back to it. He's not just completely new to a job, is he? You know, he's really learnt his trade over the years. And so good point there, Blue Terrier. I think Chicho will take us to the end of the season. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense to bring in Alvaro Reina if we were getting. Yeah, I mean, what do you make of that? Does that make you feel like he potentially will stay? Because obviously he's been allowed to bring in somebody like Reina, you know. So it's not going to be for one game. It's going to be for at least a couple, isn't it? I mean, what is your take on that?
I think, the reason Reina's coming, I don't think he's here till the end of the season. But if Chicho gets offered the job in the summer, right, and takes it, that Reina could come in as part of the staff then.
Yeah. I mean, it's
But
certainly. Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I do think Chicho's here. It's him till the end of the season. I really think it is. I've got that in my waters. I can feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but yeah, I know what you're saying, Ramsey. It did spark a bit of a conversation on social media, of course, about that. Obviously, with Reina coming in. Hang on a minute, is this meaning that he'll stay for the end of the season in terms of being given the job, Chicho? But yeah, everybody's guessing and trying to second guess. We don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. And of course, we're all in anticipation to see what happens. But obviously, the focus is on tomorrow's game. That's the ultimate focus right now. Of course, we know we need to sort out the managerial situation, no matter however that goes. But focus is on tomorrow. We've got another lineup here. Blue Terrier 4-2-3-1. You've gone for Vaclik, Turton, Lees, Pearson, Headley, Kasumu, Hogg, Hungbo, Knockout, Karoma, Rose. I mean, I forgot Karoma because Karoma scored as well. So, oh my goodness. I mean, neither of us have actually put Karoma in, but I won't be unhappy to see Karoma come into the side, by the way, tomorrow. I think, he obviously got the goal, a very good goal, obviously, on Tuesday. Maybe he wants to start now. I don't know. Or maybe he's an impact player from the bench. I don't know.
I mean, the question is, because how good our attack is, who do you drop out for Karoma? Knockout or Hungbo or Radone? It's one of them 3, unless we'll play a false 9 and shove Karoma up front. We can play that strikers role, can't
we? Yeah, I mean, obviously, Hungbo has very much looked good, hasn't he, when he starts, actually. So, to be fair, that's why he's gone over there, but come in front of Karoma. But, Yeah, I think maybe Chroma's a better player from the bench. I don't at the moment. I
Yeah.
know he scored on Tuesday, but obviously that was, you know, yeah. I just feel like he's probably best from the bench and obviously making an impact that way. But it's tough. It's tough in that farm because we have got a lot of options now. But yeah, thank you for that, Blue Terrier. By the way, thank you for your lineup. Thank you for that. Anyone else wants to post their lineups, like I say, we will go through those. Adabel says, would like Waghorn to start and stay on home match. Oh, we have got the Waghorn lover, of course. You love Waghorn, don't you? It does make me laugh. I'm not taking the mick, by the way, but it does. I like your faith in him.
I mean,
like your love.
the thing, you could keep him a long game and bring an extra striker on if we need goals. Then you could take a Hog and a Kasuma off and then bring Karoma on and move Radona in the middle.
Yeah.
And then it gives you that flowing attacking flair play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Waghorn, he doesn't. How old is Waghorn, by the way, now? Is he? Forgotten how old.
I think he's 33.
Because he does seem to struggle to play a full game. To me, he seems to be quite. I don't know if that's because he hasn't played much football lately, but he does seem to struggle to last the full 90, in my opinion. I don't
He
know.
works hard. He works
He does
extremely
work. He does work hard. But yeah, just gonna get into. Oh, we've got another lineup, of course. Ramsey says 4-2-3-1. Vachlik, Turton, Lees, Pearson, Headley, Hogg, Kasumu, and Humbo with Knockout, Radoni, and Rhodes. I know Headley is strange, but Chicho gave Kamara a debut, and I can see him doing the same. Yeah, it is interesting that. And I mean, what do you make of this lineup then, Tom? I mean, it is a decent looking lineup again at this.
I do think it probably will be that. I do think Waghorn will start as well. I actually do think Headley will start because if you noticed, because obviously you at the game, Chicho actually signalled to Headley to come on.
Oh, did they? Right, fair enough.
I've seen a video yet of it, and when Headley were going on, Mark Fotheringham didn't give him the instructions. Chicho did. Just says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does say it all. Who knows what he's talking about and who doesn't know what he's talking about? But yeah. Aiden says, you guys think Nazis might start Bila Kapic tomorrow,
Ooh.
Tom? Yeah. I mean, Vachlik has looked a bit shaky, hasn't he, to be fair? But I don't know. What do you make? Do you see that happening tomorrow? Bila Kapic coming back in after having a good few games before Vachlik came in?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't think Vlasic is that good. I prefer Matt Glennon. I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking. No, he has got experience as Vlasic, but it makes me nervous when he gets the ball at his feet.
He does look a bit shaky, and I don't really want to judge him too soon because he's only had a few games. But yeah, Bila Kapic must be sitting on the bench thinking, and there's also Smith.
Oh
again.
yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah, Bila Kapic must be thinking this guy's come in, but is he really any better than what I showed in the last few games? I don't think at all he has. So what must he be thinking? But yeah, my answer to that is it could happen, but I don't know. We're all guessing here, but yeah. Hello there, Steph, a new name. I'm not seen you in here before. And of course, hello there. Thank you for coming in. Like I say, guys, if you are new around here, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like I say, I'm on the road to 250 now. I'm only in fact, I'm 6 away before I went live. So I don't know if I've gone up since I went live, but yeah, we appreciate if you come and subscribe, obviously, and like the video as well. That'd be great. But yeah, I've already done that. Yeah, I knew what you meant, Aiden, in terms of start, yeah. Hello there, Daniel. Good evening. Good to see you guys slowly turning things around, confident about survival. We feel a lot more confident now that Mark Fotheringham's gone, that's for sure. Well, let's put it that way. In terms of turning things around, we haven't really turned things around of late. We've actually had a few bad results, actually, which is why it's kind of cost Mark his job ultimately. But obviously, we're feeling a lot more positive here about survival. And yeah, obviously with this guy in charge, whether it's just for a few games or whether it's until the end of the season, we really are in safe hands with him as well. So yeah, I do find that we've got a good. I go back to it. We have got a good group of players in that dressing room, but they just need a bit of confidence. They need a bit of belief in them. They need a bit of positive. They need somebody like Chicho who brings that positivity and upbeat, nature to. He's just a guy that Chicho. Well, just looking from the outside, anyway. If I was a player under him, I would really fight every inch of grass for him because he's just that character, isn't he, Tom? I mean, what do you think about that? Are you confident about it?
I mean, he's just good in it. He's one of them managers that if a player's not playing right or fighting, he will tell him straight.
Yeah.
He will literally bollock him. It reminds me of not the style of play, Neil Warnock type, when a player's not doing well and he tells him to fight for it. It's like you've got to die for 3 points. Yeah. That's probably what he will say to. Well, he won't say that, but something similar that tomorrow. Probably say to them in change room, go out, fight for the fans, and let's get a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And this guy's attention to detail and the way he speaks, you can tell he's got more knowledge than certain people that have, because of the way he speaks, his tactics. He has a clear plan of what he wants to do with that. He will have a clear plan of what he wants to do, and he will have. Every player on that pitch tomorrow will know what they're doing. They'll know what their role is. And that is the difference. If you've got a clear identity on that field, you're set up to results. There's no doubt about that in my mind. But yeah, Vachlik seems to struggle with distribution, Ramsey says. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? I mean, I don't think it helps that the defence pass it back to him in unnecessary areas. I mean, you don't need to be going back to the keeper all the time like we have been doing lately. But I mean, Tom, he has struggled, hasn't he, with his distribution in terms of when he has had the ball and he's had time. He's been quite wayward, hasn't he, in that regard?
Yeah, it's like when he passes it out, he doesn't hit it hard enough to pass out. He just taps it.
Yeah.
To me, I don't think he's a distribution keeper. I think he's a long ball expert keeper. It reminds me a bit of Lersel that was at us. He reminds me a bit like him. Not the qualities, but the passing out wise bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be fair, I'd give Smith or Billy Appich a go personally.
Yeah, I mean, neither of us though. I've put them in there. Neither of us have put. We've put Vachlik to start, haven't we, in both our sides? So, yeah. But I know what you're saying. I wouldn't be disappointed to see either of them. I'm not being harsh to Vachlik, of course. I'm not, but I don't necessarily know if it's just because of the way that we've been playing lately in terms of passing the ball back too unnecessarily and doing that, putting pressure on the keeper unnecessarily. That doesn't help, does it? But he has looked shaky to me overall. He doesn't command the area as good as what you need, really, in my opinion, at times. He looks a bit panicky. I don't know. But yeah, he's one of those. Obviously, I'm not going to judge it. He's only had a couple of games, so let's just see. But yeah, British chat. Yeah, of course. I know who you are, of course. Yeah, sorry, I should have named you by that. Hey, you two. Hello there, Daniel. Another new name to the channel. Hello there. It's great to see some new people.
That's Adabel's partner, is Daniel.
Oh, is it? Right. Well, good. Thank you, Daniel, for coming in, by the way. I really do appreciate that. Like I say, if you haven't subscribed, I really would appreciate if you would go and subscribe. Like I say, hopefully we get to 250 very soon. And there will be some content this weekend, guys. Good news. There will be a second episode of a fan cam after the game. It'll be after the game this time, not before. So we're going to be getting on Macaulay from his own. Obviously, he's got his own channel, Macaulay. Maca Cup of Tea is named on YouTube. So please go and give him a subscription if you can, because he does fantastic vlogs and his content is brilliant. So you won't regret if you go and subscribe. But yeah, obviously we're getting him on the channel tomorrow. I'm really excited to get him on. And so yeah, stay tuned for that as well. Paul says, "What's your top 3 worst managers?" I mean, who wants to go first? Do you want me to go first?
No.
I'll go first. So my first in first place, which is no success. Usually is first place is usually a good thing, but in this case it isn't. So my number one top worst manager ever at Town has to be the one, the only, Mr. Mark Fotheringham, number one, and then my second manager. It has to be someone like, it has to be Chris Powell. It has to be Chris Powell. And then number three, it has. Oh, I've forgotten somebody. In fact, I'm going to put at number two, actually, by the way. Sorry about this. I'm going to put at number two, Jan Sievert. At number two. And then number three, I'm going to put Chris Powell. That's my top three. But what about you, Tom?
Number one has got to be Buzz Lightyear, aka Mark Fotheringham. Number two, Stan Ternent.
Oh yeah, you see, I can't remember Stan Ternent.
He was ridiculous. It was so boring. And number three, I'd say Chris Powell. I was going to say Lee Clark, but then again, he did do all right with us, didn't he?
Yeah, he did get some success at some point, didn't he? So, yeah, you can't really put him in there because he did do well. But of course, we know how badly it ended at the end for him at Lee Clark. But, yeah, fair enough. So that's our top three worst managers. So thanks for your question, Paul. Really do appreciate that. It really did get us thinking, actually, which was great. But, yeah, Daniel says, I think you will beat Wigan 100%. Well, we really do hope so. We're praying we do. Of course, we need it. Wigan are rubbish. Again, I will not be saying the explicit. I try and keep this PG if I can. Of course, it's not really a bad word, but it is to some people. So anyway, I don't know if there's any youngsters watching this, of course. So yeah, I'm not going to say that one. But yeah, anyway, yeah, thank you for that. Anyway, Daniel, Wigan have been pretty bad, but so have we. But we know what we're capable of. We know we're capable of what we've seen this season. That's the reality. Wigan is a massive game. Two teams that do have to win, and I think that will set up a really exciting game actually in terms of both teams know they have to win that. So we'll see. We'll see that on the pitch. Sure. But Wigan, from obviously what I saw, especially recently against Blackburn. I mean, Blackburn were poor to be fair, but Wigan do fight. They've got a lot of fight in them, and of course, they may lack a bit of quality, but don't take them for granted. Obviously, they will be at home. Obviously, to be honest with you, they've just had a nightmare season. I mean, I know we have had a nightmare season, but I feel like they've had it worse, even though it's only a few points difference between us and Wigan. So they've probably conceded a lot more than us as well, to be fair. In terms of scorelines, they've had a few more higher scorelines than what we have. Usually, our games have been by the one goal here and there, or maybe two. They've probably conceded, maybe they've probably lost 3 or 4-0 a few times. I can't remember, to be fair, but yeah, obviously, I agree with that. But yeah, obviously, my score prediction, I'm positive I'm going to go for a 2-0 Town knockout. Definitely knockout is due a goal, and I think he will get a goal, to be fair. I really do it. So good shout. And Turton, who has been performing very well since come back, good shout. It's either that or it's probably going to be a boring. I don't think it's going to be a 0-0 this year. I think that we will be up for it, and we will be looking to win the game. So, yeah, you can't go for 2 scorelines. So, which is it going to be, Aidan? I think I'm going to take your first one. You said 2-0, so that was what you were saying. That was what you thought initially. So, stick with it. Be positive. Come on, Wigan. Podboy says, who's come on from the Twitch channel. Yeah. I've got nothing to say to that. Fair enough. Presumably you're a Wigan fan. And yeah, obviously, it's one of those. You reckon Hughes will sign Wagon on a permanent after this season? I don't really see him I don't really see him staying beyond this season, if I'm honest. Yeah, that's just my opinion. But what do you make of it, Tom? I mean, do you see him staying beyond this season?
Bits of me think we will, and other bits I don't think we will, because if a new manager comes in, we need to be looking at like targets for the few years. Now Waghorn is in, I think he's 33, and
Yeah.
I'd say he's only got 2 or 3 years left in him. But I wouldn't be surprised or shocked if we actually got him on a permanent. With certain hospital ward due to be out of contract in the summer, innit?
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I can't see it personally. I think he was more of a short-term solution. Try and get us a few goals here and there. But I don't think he's the player that we're looking to sign permanently. That's my stance on it. So yeah, I like Waghorn. And we know you love Waghorn. We know. We remember. Don't worry. We remember that you love Waghorn. But yeah, he is one of your favourites, of course. I really do admire your. What's the word I'm looking for? I admire your loyalty to Waghorn, yeah. And your support to him, but yeah. Blue Terrace's top 3 worst: Jan Sievert, Danny Schofield, and Matt Fotheringham. Yeah, I mean, Danny Schofield didn't have enough games to say that he's the worst. Obviously, okay, he didn't do very well when he came in, but arguably he wasn't ready. So I put that into my decision of why I didn't put him in the top 3. But yeah. Yeah, you're a Wigan fan, aren't you? You've gone 2-1 to Wigan. Fair enough, obviously. Up the Latics, he says. Fair enough. Like I say, I appreciate you coming on and tuning in, of course. Terrier Darts, good evening. Hello there, Terrier Darts. Ternant, Robbins, and Seaver as their top 3 worst managers. Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
no Matt Fotheringham in there. That is really surprising. Evening, Manny. Good evening. Massive 6 points here, definitely. So I hope you'll get the bounce. We hope so as well. But thank you for coming in, Manny, briefly. I really do appreciate you coming on here. Big up to you, mate. They're at the bottom of the league. What does that say about them? Long. Yeah, but again, I go back to it. It's quite tight down there, to be fair. It's only a few points, like I say. So I know they're bottom of the league, obviously, but they are bottom of the league for a reason. They have got least points, even if it is only a few points difference between us and them. But yeah, obviously we can't take that for granted. We have to just focus on getting a positive result. Score prediction for Blue Terry. I'm going 0, and I think we'll dominate the game, but fail to take our chances. Interesting. I mean, I think that we'll see definitely chances tomorrow, definitely, and I think we will have enough to be able to get a goal at least, a 2. For me, Wigan are terrible defensively. they are. So yeah, we just have to see. But yeah, obviously, I hope you're wrong. I hope we just need a win. We just need that winning feeling back. Feels like forever since we had a winning feeling. Well, it has been a while since we last won. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, evening, Megan. Hello there. Huge relegation. 6 points tomorrow for Town. Hope you get the win. Yeah, big up to you. By the way, thank you for coming on, Megan. I do appreciate you coming on. Good evening to yourself. Yeah, definitely a 6-pointer. And we just need to be coming out on top. I don't care what the score is. We just need to be winning. We've got loads of interactions. Like, guys, you are just smashing it with the interactions. You are legends, all of you. But yeah, round this, I reckon it'll be 1-1. If we were at home, I'd probably back us to win. But I think being away and Wigan's manager having his first home game, isn't it, Sean Maloney? Yeah. Will play a part. Sanani for Wigan and Radoni to get his first. Radoni really does deserve a first goal, doesn't he? He's really he's done everything but that, hasn't he? But yeah, interesting. Yeah, I just think really we need to be looking at winning this. I do actually think we will win. But obviously, we're getting to our score predictions in a minute. He was really good at Coventry. Are you on about Waghorn? I mean, what was his scoring record at Coventry? What was his actual scoring record at Coventry, Tom? Do you know?
I don't have a clue. I know it were quite good at Derby. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, obviously, fair enough. No way Robbins was worse than Fotheringham. Fair enough. I think personally, like I said, Fotheringham. No way Robbins was worse than Fotheringham.
I think he meant no.
So does he mean that Fotheringham is worse than Robbins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm getting confused sometimes when the way I think, but yeah. Ryan and Tom, what's your score? We're going to get into that in a minute. One second. We're just going to. We've had so many comments, guys. I really do appreciate everybody that's commenting. We're just going to get to. We're nearly at the end of the comments now. It'll be a close call this match. Can't predict either way. Adbell says, mate, Robbins is a good manager. Well, he's certainly done well, obviously at Coventry to a degree. And yeah, obviously, but yeah, it didn't really work with us. So yeah, here we are. So our score predictions. Let's get our score predictions in. So I'm gonna go first, and I don't want to jinx it, but I am really feeling positive about this weekend. Obviously, as I was saying, obviously a bit more positivity about the place, especially after the decision, obviously, to part ways and keep put Chicho in charge. And so yeah, there's a lot more positivity around the place. I think we will see that manager bounce. I do believe we will win this match. And I'm going to go 2-0. And my goal scorers are going to be Knockout and Radoni. So, yeah, that is my scoreline and my prediction. But, yeah, I mean, Tom, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
We're going to win 10-0. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. I think we'll win 3-0 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And my scorers, Matty Pearson, Josh Karoma, and Super Martin Waghorn to get the first.
Fair enough. So you haven't got Knockout to score, but of course I'm sure he'll be involved in numerous goals. And I hope he does start tomorrow. Like I say, I really do. I think he will, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's our score predictions. So I have gone obviously 2-0, and Tom has gone for a 3-0 victory for us, and I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, let's go into the comments. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mark Robbins, as in the fellow who saved Alex Ferguson's job, Manchester United.
He did, yeah. He did, yeah.
What? How? What does he mean?
When he were a lot younger, Robbins, if Man United didn't win this game, Ferguson could have lost his job. But it was thanks to Mark Robbins that.
All right. Fair enough. Well, you learn something. I always learn something new from you, Manny. You know, it's always the same. You're just amazing. Close 1-0. So I'm presuming you're going close 1-0 towards Adabel, I hope. We're hoping. Get your goal scorers in, of course, as well. Radoni due a goal. Paul says absolutely he is due a goal. And it's only a matter of time, and I do believe that maybe this weekend time to do that. He's had to be patient, and he's done all the right things. He's looked lively, and yeah, I'm a big fan of Radoni. If anyone doesn't know, I love Radoni. Yes. Megan says tough to call this match. I'm going to say 0-1 Huddersfield. Nice one, Megan. I really hope you're right. Of course, we'll take a 1-0 victory. As long as we win, that'll be great. But yeah, thank you for that. Ramsey says Radoni always in the right position, but never seems to find the finish. It's bound to come at some point as soon as he gets the first. But yeah, once he gets the first, Tom, in terms of Radoni, we'll see him getting a few more, won't we? I think he just needs that goal.
I think once he scores, it's going to be like a different. It's going to be like Marcus Rashford of Huddersfield. He's going to go bang a load of goals in.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously, it will definitely make a big difference. And Manny has gone 2-0 to the Terriers. That's what I like, Manny. I mean, who do you think will score, Manny, tomorrow? Let me know your goal scorers. But yeah, Manny, I love that. I love that score. You've got the same scoreline as me as well, so we're on the same page. But yeah, yeah, Adabel says 1-0 the Terriers. If he starts Waggy, he'll score. If not, then back in Karoma. Nice one. Fair enough. But yeah, obviously we've talked about the game, our thoughts. I mean, the manager bounce for me, like I said earlier, I feel like it will be there. And I certainly feel like we'll see a definitely different performance from us. We'll see everyone fighting for on the pitch and giving it everything they've got. And I certainly feel like a style of play the first time in a while. For me, we haven't seen one of those. We haven't seen a style of play for ages. We'll have a clear identity, and that's only going to help us. I do feel positive. I do, without being too over positive and too overconfident, because you can't afford to be too overconfident in the championship, because it's a brutal league. You never know what on the day. Of course, that's the predictability of it all. But yeah, good question, Manny says. I'd say Radoni and Rhodes off the bench. Nice. I like it. Radoni, of course. Be nice to see him get a goal. Like I say, I agree. He's due a goal, like I say. And Rhodes, what can I say about Rhodes? He's just the goal. You can always rely on Rhodes to get a goal. That is it. So yeah. But I mean, Tom, any final thoughts ahead of tomorrow? Because I think we're going to wrap up here, because I don't want to kind of just continue this. Obviously, we've kind of spoken about the lineups, the predictions, gone through the opposition. I think we've covered pretty much everything in this preview. But any final thoughts you want to add?
Yeah, I think you see a massive difference tomorrow in performances, in style of play, in tactics, in fight, in players caring and that. And I believe Rhodes is only 3 goals off 100, isn't he now?
Yeah, Rhodes is just a legend, and like I say, I'm sure he'll get that. But yeah, I
know it can't help it, but it does run weird.
a very good observation there, that it runs funny. But yeah, it's I know what you said, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, like I say, as far as we're concerned, we know we'll see a lot of fight. We'll see a clear game plan, identity on the field, players starting on merit. And I just fully trust Chicho to get it right. I really do. There's no mistake about that at all. Type of game I expect tomorrow. Like I said, I do expect both teams to have chances. I think that personally, if we get on the front foot and we attack and take the game to Wigan, then I feel like we will have a bit of joy, because, like I said, their defence isn't very good at all, really. Although, to be fair, they did stay strong and resilient against Blackburn, but Blackburn didn't attack much for me. I think they play. I just think it was a bit one of those nights for Blackburn. I'm not taking anything away from Wigan, of course, but I just think Blackburn weren't at their best, and they weren't attacking really with much kind of intent. But yeah, as I say, I just see us getting a lot of. I feel like we'll get quite a number of chances, and obviously the fact that Chicho's coming to the first team role for now, in terms of leading everything, alongside his very knowledgeable staff. Incredible, definitely credible for sure. I feel like we will see a really good performance, and we'll go away from the game, no matter what result is, saying, you know what, we've given it our best here, and if we give our best and we play to our near our best, we will. I believe we can win this game. We've got a better squad than them, in my opinion. But yeah,
it's Chicho time. Boom.
Chicho time, of course. I'm just so excited now. I really am. I've not looked for. I know when I wake up in the morning, I'll be really excited, and that's the first time we all have, to be fair, the first time that I've ever felt like that in a while. So it'll be so amazing to feel like that. But I'm excited now, to be fair. Yeah. Adabel says, I'm off to watch the Blues play. See you in another live stream. Love giving you a laugh. Lol, up the Terriers and PM. Yeah. Thank you for coming in as well again, Adabel. I must be doing something right. We must be doing something right for you to keep coming back. I really do appreciate you coming back onto this and being great interacting with you, and like I say, giving us a laugh as well, which we always love. Big up to you, and have a nice weekend. All roads lead to a win. Yeah, indeed, Manny. You know that. That is the spirit. Oh, I love it. Thanks for having me on, buddy. I'll come on next one as well, guys. Thank you, Daniel, as well. Thank you for coming on. Like I say, big up to you. Thank you for coming in. And yeah, it'd be good to see you on the next one. Which, yeah, obviously we'll be back on Monday night, of course, in our usual sort of 6 p.m. To review this game, and obviously, hopefully, review it with very much positivity and very much celebration after getting a win tomorrow. Fingers crossed. But yeah,
We should call Monday's show the Tom and Ryan show.
I mean, yeah, we have got. Like I say, it's good to get you on every time and obviously get your thoughts. So yeah, watch this space. Terry Dart says, I know it's a cliche, but first goal is key in that game. Yeah, I mean, we have said in the past, though, with us, that obviously when we do go 1-0 up, we are susceptible to getting pulled back, which we've seen that in the past. But if we go 1-0 up in this one, I tell you now, we will continue to keep going. Because Chicho will demand that, and he'll want us to keep going and get another goal. We won't see any of this sitting back and not trying to kill off the game, if you could say so. But you need the second goal in the game, okay? Because whilst it's only one goal, there's always a chance the opponent can get back in it, of course, we know that. So, yeah, our approach tomorrow will be completely different in terms of if we do score first, we'll look to get another one as well. I mean, what do you make? Do you agree, Tom, in that regard?
Oh, yeah, I think if we go 1-0, I think we'll score a few. But if we go 1-0 down, I still think we'll come back.
Yeah.
You know, it's what Chicho's about. He's been with this group of players all around the club for, is it 3 years now? He's been around the club,
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But the new players that didn't come in this season, that obviously was here last season, he's been around them 3 years as well. So he knows what they're about. But the new players that have come in, he's been around them long enough as well. So I'm confident for tomorrow. I've never been as confident for a while.
Yeah, we all, like I said, I go back to it, we've all had a big lift, haven't we, this week? You know, obviously, even though I go back to it, we was gutted about Tuesday, obviously, with the result. But it's been a blessing in a way, hasn't it? It's been a blessing in disguise, this, in terms of, you know, being able to change, you know, obviously make a change, which was needed. And yeah, now we can look forward and we really do have that positive vibes. Obviously, tomorrow will bring even more positivity if we can get a positive result too. So, yeah. And that's that, you know, whilst there's, and I certainly think, like I say, I go back to it, the fans tomorrow will definitely be on board. We know that we've got a part to play in the stands, and there'll be a lot more positivity, I think, in terms of we can back this manager, we can back him, we can back the players, we can back everybody. So you'll see that in the stand. Of course, I expect to see quite a good kind of attendance tomorrow in terms of our end. So, yeah, obviously my battery is actually at 10%. So we best, obviously, we're waffling on now. Of course, we are going to end it now. But hello there, Jess. You've just joined. Hello. I'm all right, thank you. I hope you're doing well. And I hope you and everyone has a lovely weekend, of course. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on again. Again, another name that has come on. I must be doing something right. You know, I really do appreciate people that just continue to come back. It means that I feel like I have a bit more confidence about myself because it means that people enjoy these streams, which is just music to my ears. I really appreciate it. But yeah, Aiden says, Tom, are you going tomorrow?
No, unfortunately.
No, he's not. It is pay on the day though. If you make last minute
plans. Actually, second thoughts. Yeah, we'll go. Now it's pay on the day. Why not? Plenty of beer. Football town win. Jobs are good in. Hopefully, Bradford City get smashed tomorrow. Jobs are good in.
Yeah, so it is pay on the day. So I feel like a few people will take advantage of that. They always seem to. And again, it's not that far, is it? It's a great away day with Wigan. You know, I remember we haven't been for a few years now. We obviously haven't played them for a few years now. But
I think the last time I went to Wigan away was when Wells scored that quality cutting in on his right. That's the last game. Oh my, that's under Wagner, wasn't it? As well.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Wow. But yeah, like I say, it's a good away day. It's not too far either. So yeah, it's going to be a great. Hopefully, we'll be all coming back smiling with 3 points in our back pocket and all happy. But but yeah, this has been another episode of the match previews. Tom, as always, thank you for coming on. What, I don't know if you want to shout out your socials where people can find you if they want to get in contact with you.
Let me get me again. Maiden.tom on Instagram. Follow me. I do lives. I put football stuff up and share like Oasis and stuff. So yeah, me and Neil, like if you follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, thank you for coming on. But yeah, like I say, if you are watching this and you haven't already, please hit the likes, subscribe if you are new. Hopefully, we've gained a few subscribers. I'm going to check after this, and I'm sure I have because I've seen a few new faces in Daniel. Who else is coming that's new that I've not noticed? There was a few more that I'd not noticed that new. Steph's another one that was new. I've not seen Steph before. And yeah. So yeah, anyway, you can find me on my socials, HTFTV8 on Instagram and Twitter. So please go and give me a follow on those. Make sure you have the notification bell on this on my account as well on YouTube. You'll never miss an upload. And of course, I know I do promote on my social media anyway, so to be fair, but yeah, just click the notification bell and you will get a notification, half an hour before I go live. So yeah, but yeah, have a good weekend, everyone. Of course, tomorrow we will be heading to Wigan. Let's come back with the 3 points. In Chicho, we trust, of course we do, and we love him to bits. And he's a legend around these parts, and he's one of our own. It feels like he's one of our own, even though he isn't. He is. He's part of the family, and he'll always, whatever journey he goes on, he'll always be welcome back here. And I just hope that he can really work out. I really do think that if you can put him as I'm waffling on, but if we can put him, but anyway, if we can put him as manager, then I will be delighted with that. And Aiden, of course, putting the Spanish flags. Vamos! But yeah, this has been a pleasure again. I've really enjoyed this. Like I say, it always gives me a great escape to come on the live shows and speak with everybody. Tom as well, you obviously coming on. It just gives me a great escape and a great sense of belonging in this community. So big up to everyone that's joined. Have a good weekend. And if you are there tomorrow, if you see me, don't be scared to come. I don't bite, I promise. Come and say hello to me. I don't bite. And yeah, whatever else you get up to over the weekend, enjoy yourself. Stay safe. Take care. And of course, as always, up the town. Come on, you terriers. Chicho's blue and white army. Come on now. Vamos. Yeah, a delay, but we are out, guys. So I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.